What's up, guys? Your boy, Trent2K13. I'm going to talk about WWE 2K16, 10 desired wrestlers who won't be in the game. As the release date for WWE 2K16 edges ever closer, the amount of content that we know will definitely be in the new game seemingly grow by the day. Things like NXT Women's Champion Sasha Banks being the first confirmed superstar in the game, a series of new features including a new stamina mode debuting, and the identity of the main feature mode are all public knowledge and indicate 2K16 will be a huge step up from 2K15. However, and as ever when it comes to games based on fast-moving and ever-changing world like WWE, there are certain things that are sure to be left out. WWE 2K15 was almost stripped to the bare bones due to the fact that WWE and 2K realistically had less than a year to build the current gen version of the game from scratch. This is something they have gone on record as saying will be put right in 2K16. But there will undoubtedly still be a whole host of familiar faces left out the new title. Faces that will leave you scratching your head when you remember both Rosa Mendez and that rider have already been confirmed in the game. They are names that are impossible due to circumstances, not matter how in demand they seem in the eyes of the WWE Universe. Here are 10 wrestlers fans want to see in WWE 2K16, but won't be in the game. And this is coming from WhatCulture.com. Number 10, Alberto Del Rio. There is very little chance of Alberto Del Rio being in the new title due to the way he left WWE halfway through last year. WWE announced that Del Rio was fired from the company due to unprofessional conduct following an altercation with an employee who allegedly made a racist joke. The former World Heavyweight Champion reportedly retaliated after an employee who has since been fired himself cracked the racial slur by allegedly saying he should have to clean the dishes and catering because he's Mexican. Del Rio slapped him, and a few days later was out of a job. There's little doubting that gamers in the WWE Universe will want to see Del Rio return. He was one of the leading heels in the company, and his work inside the rope was nothing short of stellar. Admittedly, he had gone pretty stale after a number of years at the top of the card, but he would still certainly be there or thereabout if he was still employed by the company today. Then again, WWE will still own the Alberto Del Rio character's name and all painting associated with it, so they could still include him if a particular mode needed him. Number 9, Hardy Boys. Simply put, the Hardy Boys won't be included in the new title as they are contracted to TNA. After Team 3D, or the Dudley Boys, as WWE fans will know them, left TNA last year with certainly more than one or two cries for the pair to head back to WWE and light a spark under the bewildering tag team division. However, and despite Bubba Ray making a much-hyped return at the Royal Rumble in January, nothing came to be. Had something happened, then the door would have been swung wide open for the Hardy Boys to head back to the company and in the process back to WWE games. Now though, they are fully fledged members of TNA roster and are only allowed to make sporadic appearances on the independent scene. Their respective deal with Dixie Carter won't allow a WWE game appearance, unfortunately, which is a shame considering 2K16 is set to have a large Attitude Era influence. Number 8. Owen Hart. WWE are keen to do a documentary about the life of the much-loved Hart, but his widow, Martha, is strongly against the decision. In considering the King of Heart history with Stone Cold Steve Austin, there is little doubting that 2K will have approached the family to have him in their new game. Should they have made an approach, then there is a strong chance 2K Sports will have been rebuffed like the documentary maker. Owen and Steve Austin's rivalry was fantastic and proved to be one of the most defining eras in the Texas Rattlesnake career, especially. Hart broke Austin's neck with a power driver that went terribly wrong, which would blight the multiple-time WWF champion for the next 6 years of his career until he retired. Not that we should solely remember Owen by this, of course. Bret Hart took to Jim Ross podcast and told of how he strongly disagreed with Martha Hart's stance on the situation surrounding WWE and her family. Maybe it's time that we remember Owen rather than having his memory banished from a new generation of fans who would have undoubtedly loved him like the generation that saw him wrestle in the ring. Number 7. Samoa Joe. If Nook asked if WWE 2K16 would come too soon for Samoa Joe. Joe, who will make his in-ring debut for NXT later this month, signed for WWE a couple of months ago now, but has been working on the new game for much longer. It remains unclear whether his work for the new title was for his own Caucasia or if he was doing nothing more than motion capture work. WWE uses all sorts of famous faces to replicate certain moves or their game. For example, both Evan Bourne and Low Key have been doing the work for the new game along with Joe. Nevertheless, we can confirm that he had definitely been working in the new game in some capacity, as he sent out a tweet saying, and I quote, "Back in LA working on a new project next week. Gamers, stay tuned. Details as soon as the lawyers let me. Watch this space. Joe's potential main roster debut could coincide with WWE 2K16 release in October. So hearing those first few notes of his theme song aren't beyond the realm of possibility." Now, number 6. You guys already know this, and we ain't supposed to say his name. Is it too obvious? You'll never, ever see you-know-who represent in anything under the WWE banner again? Number 5. Finn Balor. Arguably the most anticipated inclusion in WWE 2K16, may not be in the game at all. Every single member of the WWE Universe wants to see Finn. His interest in his famous war paint included in the game, but like Samoa Joe, his promotion to the main roster could come at the wrong time. Balor, who is now expected to enjoy a run as NXT champion following Kevin Owens' main roster contract signing, was due to be promoted to the main roster after completing a program with the returning Chris Jericho over in Japan later this month. Now, however, his much speculated run as NXT champ will hold his inevitable main roster promotion back and potentially see him miss of the game altogether to the undoubted disdain of the WWE Universe. Then again, NXT Women's Champion Sasha Banks was the first developmental superstars to be included in the game so there could still be room for Finn. Number 4, Bill DeMott. Maybe a name that will leave you thinking, I wouldn't care if he wasn't in the game. But as current gen gamer experienced last year, Bill DeMott's presence certainly added something to the career mode. Several former NXT employees previously working within WWE developmental system made public allegations of misconduct by DeMott during his time as trainer, accusing him of making trainees perform dangerous drills, physically assaulting and bullying trainees, using homophobic and racial slurs among other derogatory terms, letting trainees train while naked, and condoning sexual harassment. Whew, that's a lot. DeMott publicly denied the allegation on Twitter in March, but also announced his resignation from WWE to avoid any embarrassment or damage to the company. That being said, those reasons alone will see him left out of the game altogether. Although the fact that there had been no serious talk about an NXT mode in the game at all also goes against him. Either way, you will have to think that there is no way back for the former WCW man. Number 3, AJ Lee. Some will undoubtedly claim that AJ Lee is no longer relevant following her retirement from the ring, while others will see her legacy as enough reason to include her in WWE 2K16. She is certainly on good terms with 2K Sports, if that is anything to go by. The company sent out the tweet below after she announced her retirement, while community manager for WWE Game, Marcus Stevenson, tweeted that she will be missed, considering that WWE 2K game roster is normally finalized a week after WrestleMania. There is a strong chance that she could be in the game, as he was still with the company then. Then again, the ill feeling between WWE and her husband and her own tweet to Stephanie McMahon could have something to do with any decision not to include her in the game at all. Number 2, CM Punk. Speaking of AJ's husband, the chances of CM Punk being included in the new game, let alone returning to the WWE in the future, are effectively zero. Punk owned the right to his name and claimed during the infamous Colt Cabana podcast that there is no working relationship between he and WWE. While they did still have the right to sell any existing CM Punk merchandise at the time and nothing more, you would have to think that it's all gone by now. It is very, very unlikely that Punk will be in the next WWE game, or any going forward for that matter. And number 1, Kurt Angle. Like the Hardy Boys, Kurt Angle is one of those contracted wrestlers that practically belong to TNA. There is quite literally no chance of him being in WWE 2K16. This is despite many sources suggesting that he could be. A list of potential legends that were rumored to be in the game was released on Wikipedia last week, where Angle was joined by the likes of Mr. Perfect, the British Bulldog, and Psycho Sid. But then again, that's Wikipedia, which isn't exactly the most trusted of sources. Angle signed a new deal with TNA on New Year's Eve, which will keep him as an active member of their roster till the end of the year, at least. Maybe there could be room for him in WWE 2K17. Well, that's it, guys. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next one. Peace.
button that up.